Sean, you are the author of Understanding Each Other, the Blueprint for a New America. What do you think, or when you think about a new America, what does that actually look like in practice to you?
Yeah. So, I want to, when you said earlier in the conversation that, that's a big claim. I think, I think part of this is having the audacity, right?
Hmm.
To, to say something like that.
Yeah,
And that's where it started for me. And like I said, I think a new America starts, for me, it's about going back to understanding that discourse is important. If I were to say it very simply, like the discourse should be a part of our everyday, thing that we do, and that it's okay to disagree with one another, right? And again, this is not something like where we're at in America right now. We got here over hundreds of years,
that's
right?
right. It's taken some time
Yeah, we've got here doing the wrong things
over
for a
and
really
over
long
and over again.
time.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So to me, I think one of my what makes me angrier than anything else, and one of my pet peeves is that, for an organization like ours, I started Sister Cities Project with the idea of people sit in a room to understand each other. I think that is the most important thing that we can be doing right now.
I agree.
Because if we keep doing it, and shout out, anybody out there at the Carlsbad, the Unified School District. I think they're San Diego actually, but we would love to have a conversation with them because
I think it's unified.
okay, we the point is that we have to be patient. Going back to that, and we have to say that conversation after conversation after conversation is the way we're going to change our society, right? And people understanding each other, and so to me, that's how we're going to create a new America. Everyone, I think the hard part is everyone right now is wants to say, change the policies. But how do you change the policies if you're not changing the mind of the people that are making the policies?
That's right.
That's the challenge, right?
That's right. It's substance. We have
Hmm.
to bring some substance into the matter.
Right.
Right? And versus throwing, these rules are not the thing that changes. Those are guideposts.
Right.
Rules and policies are guideposts. But if you're expecting human beings to be in support of or to operate within a certain guideline, we have to get back to talking to each other. And we cannot hide behind policy and law and the school and all of these things that simply bring us to a place where we remain individualistic in our approach, where the school talks to, and I'm not putting it on, this is actually in support of the school, right? The school's there to teach our children. It's not fair to make them also play the role of mediator. We have to speak with each other because that's how we change things.
Well, and I look at, that part about compassion and courage because I think that the school also needs to have the compassion or the courage to reach out to an organization like ours, right? And say, hey, we need to have this conversation, right? We need to figure out a way to have this conversation with all parties. Like that's what I would love to when we talk about a new America. I would love to see some type of mechanism where the first thing is a discussion between all the parties involved, right? I think so many things could be solved if we just say, first things first, let's talk about it.
The
Right?
two people who are there, the two people who are in it. Yeah,
Right. Let's talk about it. Let's see what your side is. Let's see what your side is and see, what is the understanding here? What are we not understanding? What are we misunderstanding about the situation? And I think we would go so much further with that
I agree.
than okay, we need to change. What do we need to change at the school to make sure that this doesn't happen again, right?
That's right.